You've done the work, shadow work, journaling, investing in yourself, even rituals, but you're still not healing. You're still not getting the results that you're looking for. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you're still stuck and how to not let healing become your whole identity. That frustration of doing everything right and feeling like nothing is shifting, I've been there. I know what that's like. You're always seeking that next breakthrough, next revelation, just so you can stop the pain, stop the hurt, because it feels overwhelming. It feels too much. It feels like you just can't bear another day of feeling this emotion of looking at yourself in the mirror and wondering what's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. That voice, it's not even who you truly are. And that's the thing. You might be even asking yourself, why am I still even trying? Why am I still here? Because there's another part of you, the true self, the Cartesian self, some people call it. And that's the part that's guiding you, that's looking out for you, that believes in you. And that's the voice that you need to start listening to, because you're not alone. You're not alone. And I know it's so easy to fall into what's called an identity trap, where you're trying to constantly just heal yourself to get it over with. It's like an airplane ride or trip that you're trying to just get on, get to the destination so you can finally set yourself free. But here's the thing: there's always going to be something else. Every single time, especially once you awaken, once you look at yourself and really see the trauma that's in your subconscious mind, there's always going to be more. And what I would recommend is that you take your time. You don't have to heal everything right now. You don't have to be constantly seeking that next breakthrough because you think something's wrong with you. You're okay. And everything will be revealed at the right place, at the right time. But I need you to start trusting your spirit, your higher self, because you're not stuck. And I know sometimes we can put in so much work and think, why haven't I healed this yet? Why am I still suffering with this? What more do I need to do? I get that frustration. But what if there isn't nothing else you need to do? Meaning, stop trying to figure it out. Your spirit's already going to do that for you. You're going to attract the right people, the right situations. It's going to be very synchronistic. All these things are going to happen to help you heal. But it's not at your time. It's in a higher time than you. Source's time, God's time, whatever you want to call it. You can't put a time limit on your healing. You can put in the work, right? You go to retreats, you go to seminars, you do breath work, you journal, shadow work, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But beating yourself up along the way, that's not a good strategy. And it never works. And you're just feeding the inner critic within that is waiting for you to fail so it can tell you what you're doing wrong, how imperfect you are, right? That voice isn't your friend. And again, you're not, I have my notes over here, you're not stuck. The block is when you actually fall into this identity trap, right? And you're addicted to fixing, you're addicted to processing, always searching, always needing to be enlightened because you think there's something wrong with you. You think that you should have fixed this by now, you should have healed this by now. Says who? And if somebody is telling you that, they're wrong. They're wrong. Nobody decides your time to heal X, Y, or Z. Only your awareness. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're asking yourself, why haven't I healed this yet? Let me tell you how healing trauma, how shadow work actually works, how the process actually works. When you have stagnant energy within you, and you have let's say a negative, because even that's made up, and we're labeling a negative ball of emotion within you, and you do some inner work. Let's say you go to a spiritual retreat You do some healing there. You get some epiphanies. You cry because that's when you're releasing, letting go is crying. There's literally there's studies that have been done that show that 60% of your tears hold cortisol, the stress hormone. That's what you're letting go of. You're letting go of the stress within your body, which is from the trauma that was stored from what happened to you. And also, when you have an addiction, I love what Dr. Gabor Mate says. When you have an addiction, don't ask why the addiction. Even if you're addicted to healing because you feel you need to get to this destination, this snapshot of reality, don't ask why the addiction. Ask why the pain. Then you'll get to the real source. But yeah, if you're doing all this inner work and you're always searching, and it's never enough, you have to ask. And you're going to the retreats. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You're going to the retreats, but there's still again, the energy's still there. Go ahead. Going back to what I was explaining, it's negative ball of energy. You do some work, right? You do some work. You release. It's like a tea kettle almost. Like you have this tea kettle that's bubbling, all these emotions being suppressed, your true self being suppressed for years, decades maybe. You go to these retreats, do some work, you open up that tea kettle. You let some steam out. You feel like you can breathe. You feel relief. You feel maybe even a reset. But after the retreat, there's, you come back home, you maybe even get more depressed. And it's not that you didn't do any work, or again, for whatever event or healing thing that you did, it's not that you didn't do any work, but think about it this way. This ball of energy that held trauma, that held stagnant energy, right? It just got shorter, or it just got smaller. And as you go on through life, as you're doing, continuing the inner work, continuing the self-healing, the inner healing, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where it dissipates from your consciousness. That's the healing journey, right? So you're doing the work, you're doing the inner work. It's not that there's something wrong with you, it's that it takes time. There's a process to it all. And it's not on our ego's time, on our, we're not that smart. Let it unfold in divine time. Let it unfold in your spirit's time, the awareness, the consciousness within you. Don't let your ego jack that, right? But, it gets challenging because sometimes we think that we've mastered our healing, or we mastered ourselves, but there's still stuff over here. There's still stuff over here. So what we really mastered is surviving our pain, but we actually forgot how to live. And that's not good. That's not good, my friend, right? So if you're constantly trying to figure it out, it actually becomes a new version of control. Ask yourself, do you struggle with control? Do you have trouble trusting that things are going to work out in your favor? Because that's when you're so fixated on healing and healing and healing. I have to heal this now. It's a control thing. Why can't you just let it go and start to live more? And I understand, right? It's also it's affecting your perception of yourself. It's affecting your quality of life when you have this trauma, these limiting beliefs, these limiting perceptions because of the suppressed emotions that haven't been processed. It's hard to be happy sometimes. It's hard to put your guard down or let yourself live. But the healing is gonna come in its time, and you can be gone 20 minutes from now. And if you continue to be fixated on what you haven't healed, what's wrong with you, that doesn't help either. A lot of us, we need a better strategy. We have a poor solution to a challenging problem. I'm trying to give you a better solution right now. right? So oftentimes we think that healing is about digging forever, but it's about remembering who you are, right? We have this self that's leading us every day. It's guided us to our best accomplishments, to our biggest life lessons. And we can trust that self. And whatever you're going through, there are lessons, there are gifts that are trying to be extracted. You're trying to grow. There's expansion taking place. The next level of yourself is happening right now. You're becoming who you are. But you can't think there's something wrong. Every single time that I thought something I loved, something I needed was taken away from me because of I was undeserving, or it was my fault, I shouldn't have lost that thing. Every time I played victim, every time I blamed the universe for taking away, again, something away from me that I thought I needed, it was always a gift. There was always a blessing that came afterwards. Maybe it wasn't what I thought it should have been, but it was better. It's always better when people leave out of your lives, when you, again, lose something that you feel like you desperately need in that time. I'm telling you, you don't need it. I used to struggle with alcohol. I was mad at the universe because I got to the point where I couldn't drink alcohol anymore because it was just affecting me in such a negative way. Think about it, something that was literally killing and destroying my body. I was angry that I couldn't have more of it, or I couldn't continue to consume it. That doesn't even make sense. Why? Because that's the victim's mentality as well. And there's a lot of us, we struggle with this. But that's why I'm saying, like, it's all about remembering who you are, because when I put that freaking bottle down, I started to remember who I was. I started to find more of myself. I started to become more, because that thing wasn't getting in the way. It wasn't blocking me from growing. And in due time, you always find out. You always find out that, you know what, maybe I wasn't ready to heal this yet. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready yet. I worked with ayahuasca before. Mother ayahuasca, maybe you have too. She's a powerful plant medicine. And I remember in my third ceremony, or third time working, no, it wasn't the third time. I went to Costa Rica, right? And we have 2 nights working with ayahuasca there on every trip. So technically it was my 7th time working with her on my 3rd trip. And I went into some deep, deep sexual trauma that have held on for 23 years. And I've been trying to heal this for so long, but I couldn't. I made a little bit of progress, but I didn't really release that emotion that was created, that was stored from that moment in time. But on that 7th time working with ayahuasca, she helped me. And I saw a loop of energy leave my body. It was an overnight ceremony, and I've never felt that. And I could feel the lightness, I could feel the clarity, I could feel my true self breaking through, because the stagnant energy was not getting in the way anymore. It was finally released. And that wasn't all of it, but it was a good amount. And I asked ayahuasca, why didn't you help me work through this before? I've been trying to heal this for so long. And she said, you weren't ready. Right? Because I'm like, why didn't you show me this last trip? You weren't ready. The process, everything up until that point got me ready. Everything you're going through right now, it's getting you ready to heal, to really get to that point where you have that little spiral energy moment as well, where it just leaves. leaves. And your true self comes out. The real you. You're becoming. And I need you to see that. You're not a victim. There's nothing wrong with you, but if you're fixated on healing, if you need that next breakthrough, if you're impatient and you feel stuck, always needing to go to that next retreat, always needing to get to that next workshop, always needing something outside of you, there's something there to look at, right? So again, you're not stuck. You're scared to rise. Let me repeat that. You're not stuck. You're scared to rise. What do I mean by that? You're not stuck from a lack of healing. You're stuck because rising feels unsafe. There's uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen if you allow yourself to rise. You don't know what's going to happen if you get to the next level. Can you handle the responsibility? Maybe there's a fear of success. Maybe there's a fear of failing. What is it? Why are you scared to be in your full potential and your full power? What's going on? You got to give yourself a chance. If you really want to heal, challenge yourself. You're going to grow and you're going to heal as you do things that you thought were impossible. As you create goals and put yourself in situations, right? Put yourself in situations where you have to dig so deep and go into your higher self's reservoir and pull out that greatness. Can you do that? Can you give yourself permission to do that? Because that's going to force you to rise. I remember when I was living at my parents', I was very comfortable. I was so comfortable and I didn't have to pay bills, right? I didn't have to pay for groceries. I had it made in a sense. But there was this part of me that needed to leave. I know I had to move out. I just knew it was time. I couldn't grow anymore there. But I thought I was ready, but not really, because I wasn't ready to take full responsibility for my life. But it got to the point where I had to jump. I went to this 4-day retreat in Sedona, Arizona. And after those 4 days, I decided that I was going to stay in Sedona, Arizona and create a new life. I ended a 5-year relationship. All I had was my car and my luggage. That's it, just the clothes that I brought to the freaking retreat. And I realized that I deserve more. I've been playing life too safe. Maybe you have too. And it's okay if it feels unsafe and you're afraid to take huge leaps like that. I was scared too. But it's worse to remain the same. It's worse to hate yourself, hate your relationships, hate who you're becoming in your life. It's not that. That hurts more. That regret. That unfulfilled potential. That self-disgust to an extent. I felt like a loser living at my parents'. I was too much of a coward to break off the 5-year relationship at the time. I had to step up, and maybe life is asking you to step up. Take control. But in an empowering way. Not from a state of fear of I have to heal this, I have to control this. No. I get to. This is my fucking life we're talking about. This is your life we're talking about. You can be gone 20 minutes from now. You gotta do what you want to do. Right? That dream. And when I say that, I mean that dream. What's a dream? What are you going for? Are you going to get there living in fear or living in belief? What's it going to be? The last thing, guys, if you're stuck around this long for the video, thank you. Your commitment shows, because most people won't even stick around this long, honestly. But your commitment shows, and the shift again, how to move through this, right? Feeling stuck is from trying to fix it, to embody, right? Embody. You need to embody your truth as you are, not once you're fully healed. Can you embody your truth as you are, not once you're fully healed? Can you find yourself valuable and acceptable now, not once you get to that snapshot of reality? That's the fucking difference. Can you do that? Can you love yourself now anyway? Can you believe in yourself now anyway? Even if you don't have the material success, even if you don't have 1 million subscribers, can you believe in yourself now? If the answer is no, you gotta ask why. There's beliefs, there's traumas, and you gotta get to the point where the answer is yes. Right? You gotta embrace who you are now. Embody who you are now. And I'm not saying all the negative crap that you've been conditioned to believe about yourself, but I'm saying the true self, the Cartesian self, the part of you that knows you're great, you're powerful, you can do whatever you put your mind to. That's your true self. The other part of you, like there's a part of me that used to believe that I was a failure, that I was a loser, that I was an alcoholic, that I never amount to anything in life, that I wasn't important, significant. That's not the real me. That was conditioned. It was created from fear, from hate, from other people's projections on me. Maybe you relate. But I'm talking about your true self. The part of you that can create, that's conscious right now, that's listening to this right now and feels something. It feels that these words are truth to it. That's the part I'm talking about. Right? And being seen in your power triggers fear. If this rings truth to you, if you feel like being seen in your power triggers fear, rejection, failure, success, you gotta ask why too. Because that's gonna stop you forever as well. Right? But I'll end today's video with this. You can be afraid and show up. You can carry pain and be powerful. You can still be healing and create your next chapter. I've lived it. I'm telling you. You can. You don't have to stop yourself in your tracks, sign yourself off from your dream, from whatever you want to achieve, because, I haven't healed this yet. It's made up. You can. There's still a lot I need to heal, but I'm not letting it stop me from being here and recording these videos for you. Right? You got to tap into that part of you that's compassionate, that has love for everything you've gone through, that has empathy for everything you've gone through, because that's the part that's going to take you where you want to go. Right? So again, start embodying your truth as you are, and not once you're fully healed. I really hope this helped, guys. Really hope this helps. Again, this video on why you still feel stuck even after all the healing work. Subscribe, comment, like. Let me know. Comment down below what epiphany, what realization that you received from listening to this, from watching this. I would love to know. I reply to every comment. Write it out. Let me know. And if you haven't got my course, Courage Unleashed, go ahead and view the link in my description, in my bio, right, on YouTube. It's going to help you. It's going to help you find the truth in who you are and challenge who you're not. It's the most powerful course I've created when it comes to healing, when it comes to finding your truth. It's going to get you to that next level. It's going to empower you to take responsibility for your life. It's going to allow you to see the greatness within you. Everything that you thought you weren't, you actually are. Meaning all the good things, right? The greatness, that belief that you feel you don't have, it's in you. It's going to help you find that. It's going to help you realize that you, and only you, get you out of your situation, right? But it's going to be, again, from finding the real you. All right. Much love. Again, go ahead and check out Courage Unleashed, the brand new course, and I will see you next time.